The town of Rye formed the first ever cycle club back in 1881. Though going through many iterations, Rye District Wheelers Cycle Club is a direct descendant of this. The club arranges social rides and promotes time trials in which riders compete over fixed distances, riding on their own, covering a course in the shortest time they can. But what motivates these riders to give up the early hours of their Sunday mornings to push themselves to the limit?
I don't know, why do I do it?
It's all about getting quicker.
It's harder and harder to motivate yourself. Well, it is for me anyway.
Just riding with the other guys in the club, being part of the club and being part of it.
They're all the best of friends, but when it comes to competition, they're out to win.
Meet Dave, Barry and Steve, 3 members of Rye District Wheelers Cycle Club.
Hi, I'm Steve. Been with the Wheelers for 14 years maybe, probably 5 years as club captain, now retired from everything, losing spectacularly.
I'm Barry and I'm chairman of Rye Wheelers, and I've been a member since 2003. Jim, who was chairman at the time, roped us in and got us to do time trials, and it's been that way ever since.
My name is Dave Greenwood. That's the first time I've ever banged my head on a tree branch. Yeah, I am club captain. I've only been with Rye Wheelers now just over 2 years and did a full season last season. Going to do the same this year.
Jim Hollands, president of Rye District Wheelers, recruited dozens of riders to the club over the years, including Dave, Barry and Steve. His extensive archive, gathered from work for his local magazine, documents the history of time trial racing in the area.
When they started racing on the road in the very early 1900s, they put a complete ban on cycle racing. So how they got round it was by having secret races on secret courses. No one had a number on, and you'd set off at minute intervals, not attracting any attention because it's minute intervals, long time up the road, isn't it?
This is Jim's earliest footage of time trialling in the area, the Rye Wheelers Junior 10-mile Championships in 1962.
Well, people have got more money now, so they can. It's got very commercialised. Even time trialling's got commercialised, whereas bikes were very standard. When I raced in the 50s, 90% of bikes were fixed wheel. One brake, fixed wheel. Different story.
Jim also found footage of a very young Barry competing in Rye Wheelers 100-mile championships in 2005.
2, 1, go. Good luck.
Barry was the first really good rider we had. He was outstanding. He won every competition, every championship 1 year except the 100. There was a big competition between him and Steve when Steve came on the board. By 2008, Steve had done the same thing. He was taking all the records and all the rest of it. Whoever wins this week will almost certainly be the new record holder. That's the best thing you can have. They're all the best of friends, but when it comes to competition, they're out to win. And that makes them good. If the weather's nice, I would go for Steve because he's the smoothest time trialist I have ever seen, not just in our club, but in any club. If it's really bad weather, then I would say Barry, but Dave, he doesn't give up. I don't know how much training he's done this winter, but he was the keenest chap last year.
Jim and the boys also take part in Rye Wheelers' weekly social ride. This particular ride is the last before riders go head-to-head in the season-opening 30-mile time trial in Ashford.
Ladies and gents, we're going to get on with the ride. Firstly, thanks for coming. Obviously, we've got the weather on our side, so let's just make it a real good club ride this morning. If you get into your groups, and then we'll start to peel off. Is that good?
Thank you very much, Captain. Yes, Captain. Captain Marble.
Thanks, Nell.
Halfway through the ride, the members stopped to let anyone who fell off the pace catch up. However, this gave reason to believe that some might not be on the strictest of diets in the build-up to their big race.
Don't feel me putting sugar in here, will you?
I've got a place up.
Nice.
It was a good chance to catch up with Steve, Dave and Barry and ask them what the club ride was all about.
Get to know them.
It's not an out-and-out training ride where you're just riding hard from start to finish. It's sort of the lifeblood of the club, isn't it? It's a social Sunday ride, yeah.
Yeah, it's very important.
Gives a chance for Steve to catch up.
Yeah, it gives a chance to catch up.
We normally, Steve, actually, as was mentioned earlier, he's not normally this close.
It's not friendly.
He's not friendly.
It's as friendly as it gets. Rivalry is what it is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
It's a rivalry.
It's a rivalry with smart. It's just smiles.
That's just the fun of it, isn't it?
There's a lot of backstabbing going on.
There's a lot. There's only us three that can get on with each other.
That's it.
Nobody else likes us.
It's been a quiet winter. Thanks very much. 3 coffees?
Oh, can I breathe out now?
Yeah.
Well, it's obvious you did nothing on the way, Dave. Yeah! Having a little chip on the front there.
Right. I was out early.
That's what I kept saying to myself. It's because he did nothing on the way out.
That's what it is.
So I was hanging on.
The next time these three see each other will be on race day.
Hi. I was hoping you'd stay in bed.
Well, hadn't been for him, I would have done. You stayed here?
Yes, unfortunately.
Do you know what? I feel really good. I feel good. I've had a good run up to it. Training's been good. I've had a new bike fit on this as well, so which was quite recent really. It's not normally the done thing. You don't normally get a fit just before a race, but I'm pretty confident it's going the right way. The motivation for me is because it's new. You know, a few of the guys that are here today, you know, they've been doing it for a good few years, and sometimes they struggle with motivation. But for me, because it's new and it's fresh, you know, I've got that on my side.
The riders will go against the clock for the fastest time over 30 miles. The way time trials work means they'll be unaware of each other's official times until they return to the hall, a nerve-wracking feature for all the competitors. The build-up to the race saw some mind games at work, and even a simple item of clothing can sow the seed of doubt.
Is it cold out there, Dave?
Do you know what?
Have you got a base layer?
I have got a base.
Yeah, I've got a base layer.
I've got a base layer on.
Yeah. You know, he's worried about his weight. That's all it is.
With their start times approaching, the riders set out to warm up. But some were back sooner than expected. As Steve carried on with his warm-up, Dave arrived at the start line.
All set. Tad breezy.
With Barry starting just 5 minutes behind Dave, he arrived shortly after. Who would have the bragging rights when they returned to the hall? It was time to find out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Barry set off 5 minutes after Dave, and Steve 2 behind him. From the start, the riders joined the slightly uphill main road towards Ashford for approximately 4 miles before doubling back at the roundabout. They then battled the strong head-on winds for just over 10 miles before once again turning back on themselves, but this time at Brookland Roundabout. The roundabout at Brenzett represents a rough halfway point for the riders. Jim was on hand to see Dave go through in 37 minutes and 51 seconds. A strong-looking Barry looked to have taken quite a chunk of time out of Dave. But Steve came through just 13 seconds ahead relative to Barry's time.
13 seconds, yeah, so he'll catch him, won't he? he will beat him, but I don't know whether he'll catch him is another thing. He's not so fit, is he? But I think it'll be a good race, because Barry's tough, especially up the hill. Dave is doing remarkably well, but he's down on the other two, but he looks very strong, didn't he, when he went through?
The riders carry on up the hill towards Ashford, turning at the roundabout for the final time before giving it their all to the finish. Dave secured a provisional time of 1:15.58, obliterating his previous personal best. It looked like Barry was able to fend off Steve's chase, but would he be able to overcome the 13-second deficit? We'd have to wait to return to the hall to be sure. The boys get their provisional times from their bike computers.
So well done.
How'd you go, birthday boy?
Yeah, did well. Yeah, a little PB, not a big one. 1:15.50.
That was alright.
Yourself?
1:14.45.
Nice. Well done. What about Mr. Gooch?
Here he is. Yeah, I think he's beaten me.
Yeah.
Good man.
Well done, mate.
You've beaten me.
No, I don't think so.
I think you have.
No.
What have you done?
1:14, 1:14.45.
Oh, I've done a short 14, so I might have beaten
Yeah, you have, yeah.
Oh, it's tough though, isn't it?
The riders eagerly await their official times back at the hall. The times were in, with Steve narrowly beating Barry by 24 seconds. But there seemed to be some confusion with Dave's time.
Yeah, I'm a minute out, a complete minute out on there, so I don't know how that's happened, but I don't know. But I know what I did. That's what counts. Well, anyway.
Garmin won't be wrong.
My Garmin's not wrong, mate.
You just have to suck it up, Dave.
We've all been there.
But how did they feel about their performances?
No, it went well. I was pleased.
Yeah, very pleased. Yeah,
First
PB.
race of the year.
I was 2 minutes slower than last year, but that's about where I am. No training, so you can't really complain. And yeah, that's about it.
No, I was pleased.
Definitely pleased today. It was a tough course. I'm looking at a full season, starting today, right the way through. And yes, we joke about it, but we're doing the 24-hour in July.
And you're going to have Steve's record.
I am going to have Steve's record, yeah.
It's a tough record. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's hysterical.
To get that PB today, you know, I never thought I'd beat Steve and Barry, never wanted to, but the good thing is that everybody's on form, aren't they? You know, that's the good thing. I'll keep catching them up. They'll get slower, I'll get quicker. By the time we're in our 80s, I might peg them.